Yo, it is what it is. It's your boy Carcino here, and y'all see me. I don't think the lighting here is pretty good. Let me try to cut this off. That's even worse. Let me try to get some background light. A little bit more of an improvement. Yeah, we're seeming to have technical difficulties again, as once again they're trying to prohibit a lot of my notifications going out. Don't know why. Well, we know why, but let's get over here with it. That'll be better. Man, ain't that better? Ain't that better? Now, Kenneth Holmes, to answer that question directly, I will hit you with one message. Is Thugger's father in jail? Yes or no? The end. Ain't about what his daddy think. Now, get around. LeBron Ramon James, right? With all of this stuff going on, right? They're getting ready to interview him and ask him some more about Deion Sanders. Now, you know, he spoke about Deion earlier, and he's all praise and all the things he's doing. He's so great. Everybody just loves some Deion. He was interviewed by Brian McMenamin, who is signed to Clutch Sports, because that's the only reason LeBron would interview him. So now, since this went left, that he actually came out and supported a statement that was actually made by JJ Redick. JJ Rhetoric is what I call him. And because of this, everyone seemed to come after LeBron. Now, I was getting ready for a wedding. So I didn't get to see what happened with Coach Prime and the whole situation when it all, came boiling up and came to the forefront. I didn't see it. I saw what was going on, and yes, it became a more bigger issue than anybody ever anticipated, because Kwame Brown just melted that dude down to a cinder. But I never saw the original statement made until like about yesterday. I was watching everybody else talk about what he said, but I wanted to actually hear what JJ Rhetoric said. So I heard what he said. And then I hadn't seen the actual interview with Prime. So I had to go and see what happened with Prime. I said, well, let me see what they're actually complaining about. Then when I see it, and after I heard JJ first. Then I saw what Coach Prime was talking about. And he's talking to the actual 49ers. I mean, not the 49ers, the 76ers. And he's having a talk with them and giving them like a motivational speech because there are a lot of young players on the team. And the organization felt bringing in Coach Prime and having him talk to these guys was essential. There's nothing wrong with that. This has happened before, right? So I'm really baffled as to why was this even news. So as I'm watching, I said, well, let me watch what Coach Prime does and all this locker room talk he talking about. And I'm like, okay, well, what does this have to do with this supposed to be sacred what happens in the locker room? I'm like, what is he talking about? Like when I'm trying to gauge what he's talking about, because they're not in a locker room. It's clearly they're somewhere else. That's not a locker room. Well, that's the best locker room I've ever seen in my life. If that's a locker room, that's the best locker room I've ever seen in my life. Because it looked like they serving you food. They serve you food in the locker room? So why were you bringing up the locker room? Like that's supposed to be sacred. They weren't in there revealing secrets. They wasn't in there going, now you got to stop sleeping with this dude's wife. That's going to hurt the team. You know, they're not saying that in the video. Like Coach Prime, nothing that they were saying there was sacred. So I'm like, what are they talking about? They film the locker room all the time. Why do you think after every NFL game, they have the coach giving his game ball speech to everybody? They record it in the locker room and they post it on social media because it draws people in. They like to see inspirational speeches. So Deion Sanders, whose son has his own promotional company, like his own production media company, and he's helping his son with his career, giving him exclusives. And he has all this exclusives from his brothers and everything. He's not going to play sports and be like them and the rest of them. So he's like, okay, well, I'm doing this in my lane and they keeping it within the family. What's wrong with what he's doing? This tells me that there is a bigger thing on the horizon. This was planned. They kept throwing locker room out there to make a narrative that didn't exist. There's because if they say it, people will start to repeat it and say, well, they got a point. You know, the locker room is the locker room. And LeBron co-signed something that he didn't even know what he was co-signing. He just co-signed it. Yeah, that's right, JJ. Locker room, locker room. Yep. Yep. He didn't have any idea what he was doing. He jumped the gun. I'm letting you guys know right now, Brian had no problem with Coach Prime at all. It wasn't a jealousy. It wasn't a hate. It was a, I'm jumping in to back this guy up on the locker room thing. He didn't even see it. LeBron didn't even see it because he would not have responded the way he did to that. But the backlash that he received because of it, now he knows he was in the grease. So now Dave McMenamin, who always interviews him when it comes to Deion and oh man, I love Coach Prime, what he's doing. Now he didn't want anything or have nothing to say to him about Coach Prime. He don't want that brought up no more. His team was telling him, like, okay, don't ask him anything about Colorado, Coach Prime, any of that. So LeBron has been instructed to avoid that. Yeah, the media was going to ask him this. Yeah, after the Lakers preseason game. So they've been informed. Do not ask him those questions. Now let's take a look here. Right, this is when he starts talking about coach.
Doing at Colorado speaks
Here's
to you.
McDermott.
I just think the way he inspired people, man. Obviously, he got the old saying of, when you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you play good, and when you play good, they pay good. So, I feel like that's instilled in me since I was a kid. But more importantly, just what he's been able to inspire. You look at that program that was 1-12 last year, and they've already won 3 games, through 5 weeks. I think that's just super dope, and it's a lot because of him and what he's instilled in those players, what he's instilled in those young men to be greater than just football players. I think that's just the ultimate leader when it comes to that. So as much respect to Deion and the rest of that program.
He says, "Don't allow my confidence to offend your insecurity." Right?
That's all it is. Don't allow my confidence to affect your insecurities, man. That's all it's about.
So why is it affecting your insecurity now? His confidence is affecting your insecurity, LeBron. But see, here's the problem. And Kwame called him a bald-headed coward. And I disagree with Kwame Brown. Kwame Brown, LeBron James is not a bald-headed coward. That is wrong of you to say that about that man. That is very wrong of you. And I'm standing against you on that. Because LeBron James is not a bald-headed coward. Even though he got, a dead squirrel or stuff on his head, or he shaved that hair off his back and put it up here. He's not a bald-headed coward, and I'm disagreeing with you on that. He's not. Not because he got that on there. He's not a bald-headed coward. We can't say that about that black man. So I disagree with you on that. He's a juiced up bald-headed coward. And because of that, I have to correct you on that. Okay? He's a juiced up bald-headed coward. That's right. He's a half-ball athlete with an Akron accent. Jury fans calls it. He's known for flashing. Listen as I take you back and spit the game about a true lame by the snitch named LeBron James. Woo, baby, they don't want me to go. They don't want me to go. Now, because he's taking this narrative, instead of saying, my bad, I like the comment, and I was referring to what he was saying about how the locker room is sacred. That's all I was responding to. He could have put out a clarification and just clarified what he was doing. But I know what LeBron was doing. He was not responding to the Deion Sanders video. He didn't know what had happened. He didn't see the Deion Sanders video. Because if he did, and he put that, he's even dumber than I thought. Which I don't think he would have done that. I think he was just responding and putting a comment under what JJ was saying. But it blew up in LeBron's face. And that's what I love the most. So even when I wasn't talking about it, everybody, Kwame Brown has been incinerating this man, and everybody was, where you at, Cino? I'm like, I'm at a wedding. I was at a bachelor party. I was so out of the loop, I couldn't just jump in it and really get down. So I'm like, I ain't in a position to do that. So let me sit here and deal with the wedding, get through all that so I can go back and actually see what's going on. And Ticket was tearing him up. And then they was like, he's like responding back to Kwame and Ticket. I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna let them two go. They gone. They tearing it up. Because Ticket been on fire. So I was like, all right, well, let them do their thing. I'm gonna be over here with it. But what they didn't expect is how the people came up and defended Deion. And I'm tired of Shitlock and the rest of these people trying to act like, well, is this the new black team now? And Skip Bayless, you said that garbage too. Don't quit calling Colorado the new black team. Stop that. There's white boys on that team, and Colorado is one of the most whitest places in America. The whole university white. You see number white people out there in them stands. Some brothers out there too, and yeah, we paying attention to Colorado, but the world is paying attention to Colorado. That means white people too. You think Fox and ESPN and all these media outlets and 60 Minutes, you know how many black people watch 60 Minutes? Like 2. So stop making it a black thing. Y'all making it a black thing to try to minimize his momentum and what he's done to college football. Black, white, green, Mexican, whatever. They're paying attention to Deion. You just want to make it like only the black people are paying attention to him. We got that much power? Damn. That what you finna give us? Okay. No, because they make it a black thing, like, whoa, now this is where all the black people gonna root for. We root for Deion because Deion is about positivity. He's about change, and he's doing it the right way. You see, everybody else do it the negative way, or they do it the political way. He ain't come in with no agenda. He ain't come in hating on nobody. He ain't do that at all. Now, everybody got something negative to say about him. Why would they be saying something negative about him? Because they want the attention. They want to change the narrative. They are afraid. They are changing the rules in the NCAA. The NCAA, once I put that video out, they have been messing with my page. They've been coming after my page since then, since I told them about the rule change and how they're trying to use it to stop Deion in Colorado. They didn't like that video. So they decided to get involved. Right. They tried to say Prime. You said what? He said, who said Coach Prime said Jordan didn't duck smoke? He only said he wanted to see the best on the best. And he said he told Joel if he's watching, he want to see Joel and Joker go at it. That's it. Exactly. People will take what you say and twist your words. They do it to Kwame Brown on here all the time. Kwame will say something, then his detractors will take it and make up a whole lie and said he's saying something else that he never said. They do it all the time. They've always done this. This has been the trick of devils. Racist white people used to do this to black people all the time. Now, when they say, oh no, because they used to say 75% of the slaves were owned by Jews. When they looked it up in research, they saw that about 75% of the slaves in the United States of America were owned by Jewish people. And they changed that and tried to make it sound ridiculous by saying 75% of the Jewish people own slaves. And that's a lie. They flipped it and turned it and twisted it to make a lie. Just move a word here and there and make a whole new thing to make it sound ridiculous. Now, oh, ain't nobody worried about him. I dealt with Charleston on the Patreon. So if you're on the Casino for Life Patreon, you already heard it. Now, LeBron James, when he's talking about Coach Prime and everything that's involving with Coach Prime, he and David McMenamin, who's engaged to Malika Andrews to be married, is also hired and was brought in by Bryant Windhorse, okay? Bryant Warthog, who he brought from Cleveland, another LeBron James plant who signed with Clutch Sports, who followed LeBron through his high school career. So you got two industry plants who work at ESPN, and they get these exclusives from LeBron. They even wrote a book together about LeBron. Another fluff piece for LeBron. LeBron basically put out a book about himself so they could write positive stuff about LeBron. So Dave McMenamin is a hack. He's not even a talented person. He normally was covering soccer. He's not even from this country. And he comes over here because he couldn't cut it over there talking about the sport that he watched. He was not even a huge basketball fan. But this is the lane he's in now. I'll share it for you. That's the LeBron book, Return of the King. Written by Bryant Windhorse and Dave McMenamin. Let me blow that up for you. Boom. There it is. So you can see it in all its splendor. Bryant Windhorse and Dave McMenamin. LeBron James and the Cavs. What he said. Can't even read that damn word. And the Cleveland Cavaliers and the greatest comeback in NBA history by Brian Windhorse and Dave McMenamin. Return of the King. Now, who authorized this book? LeBron James and Clutch Sports. This thing is so garbage, it sat on the shelf. Nobody wanted to read this doggone. It's a New York Times bestseller. Anything could be that if you spend the money to push the book, but ain't nobody buying it. It's just sitting on the shelf. How much is this book for? You can get this book used for $4, $7.99 on eBay, $11.99 brand new on Amazon. So this lets you know this book is trash. But that just shows you right there the collusion that they have in place. So they know not to question LeBron James about anything about Deion Sanders anymore after this. They were informed. Don't walk up to him and ask him about Coach Prime. I know because I know people in media. Because why? I'm sports media. Wow. Didn't know that. Yeah, still got my credentials, y'all. I ain't going nowhere. See, it don't just say sports. I mean, it don't just say boxing. I have sports credentials. I can go cover high school sports if I wanted to. That's right. Now, it's just that the majority of the people we deal with, from the people that deal with the major media outlets, is normally Magna Media. So Magna Media is the ones that give you the approval of the big major events. Now, the NBA is different. They have to approve certain people to get in. You have to be in a circle to get approved. You have to basically sometimes get vetted, or you the local beat writer for a team. Then they start allowing you to get coverage, and they watch what you say, and you'll be kicked out. There's a lot of people who was kicked out for asking a wrong question, or asking a question that was on a list that they shouldn't have asked. And it took a while for them to get back on the list. Um, one brother who happens to be what state is he from? He's from St. Louis, but I'm trying to think, what team did he interview? I think it was a Memphis game. It was a Memphis Grizzlies game against who the hell were they playing? Because this is a while ago. It was a Memphis game. This was before Ja was even there. I think they had Zebo on the team or something, but he was interviewing. I forgot who it was, but he was doing an interview. He was working for the Grizzlies. He got to cover, the big media game. I think they were in the playoffs or something, or going towards the playoffs. And he asked a question that he wasn't supposed to ask, I guess. And they were like, "Don't ask that. Why would you ask that question?" So the NBA people got involved, and he was suspended because I guess some other media guy who was bigger than him. What he found out was somebody in the media that was bigger than him wanted to ask that question. So everybody else was told not to say anything about it. But this one person had the authorization to ask that question. So they were saving that question for that person. And he found that out later, and he got suspended for it. Like, he couldn't come to the Grizzlies was like, "Well, you can't come to this one." The NBA saying that, you asked the question that you shouldn't have, and they complained. So until then, just sit back for a while, and we'll have you back. So it took him a while. He went back to St. Louis, but he loved being in the media. So I used to see him at the boxing events. He used to travel and do boxing as well. A lot of these writers and sports writers, they cover sports. So yeah, so we know how it works. Some media people, pundits, are told in advance what questions to ask athletes. They plant questions on people, so they know to ask a certain question. Like they say, ask him about his daughter's birthday today, or ask him like, what is he gonna do for his wife's anniversary or something. They'd be like, "What are you gonna do for your wife?" "Oh, I'm glad you asked me that. I got this dinner planned out." And they do this all the time in the NBA and in sports. Period. I won't just blame the NBA. So in case you guys don't know, when these random questions show up, these are planted questions. Okay, that they want you to ask the athlete. And normally it's the assistant, the personal assistant come by, and they prep you for the interview that you're about to do. D Rose said that, and Marcus Smart said that. Nobody's going there to babysit John Morant. And thank you for the super chat, Mortal. You guys can super chat and hit the super thanks button. Or if you want, my cash app is Carcino. Prime did the same thing LeBron is doing, chasing fame by chasing teams. That's not what he was doing. You know how many years Deion stayed with Atlanta? Do you know why Deion left Atlanta? Because Atlanta was not trying to improve the offense. Deion Sanders even played wide receiver sometimes on the Atlanta Falcons to help them out, and he caught touchdowns. So he was the jack of all trades. He was returning kicks. He was playing baseball. And did you know he was almost the only man to play 3 sports at the same time? He almost played in the NBA. Because when he was with the Braves general manager was also the general manager for the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Hawks. And he was going to let Deion play one game for the Atlanta Hawks, so that he'll have 3 teams. He'll be the only athlete in history to play for 3 different teams at the same time. David Stern wouldn't approve it. So in case you didn't know that, that's what happened. Mm-hmm. On the Patreon, we got the whole David Stern stories, everything, man. We have a lot coming out. Deion was a freak of nature still, Jay. I appreciate that. All praises to Yah. Yeah, they've been going after my page since we was talking about Israel. And if you're going to talk about Israel, I'm going to have to talk about the real people, the real owners of it, and the children of the lost sheep and all of that. They wasn't ready to hear all that. The lost children of Israel, they couldn't deal with that. The tribe of Judah, they don't want to talk about that. They want to talk about the people who are basically has stolen it. But then I tell them, hey, don't ask me about it, Israel then, if you don't want to know. Is he retiring this year? I don't know. He don't look like he's ready to retire. This year, LeBron James decided to come in shape. Well, they're making up for lost time. He's like, what's up with all these commercials during your live stream? Well, you better get YouTube Premium then. So you don't see any commercials. So you don't have to be dealing with it. But the thing is they realize that this is the video you better put the money on. Bron's PR team is working around this. Exactly. So he didn't chase teams. He played for the 49ers for one season. He played for them for one season. And when they got into contract negotiations and the way him and Jerry's and they didn't really treat him and accept him in as a Niner. And it was Jerry's team, and that's just the way it was. And they didn't treat him fair. And at the end of the season, he was a free agent. And while he was taking in reports on all the things that was happening, he just lost I think his father just passed right before he won the Super Bowl. So, and he was just going through depression at that time. He had won the Super Bowl and was miserable. And I had those Deions. Ooh, those first Deions that came out when he was with the 49ers. Man, I had those with the strap. Those was the first of its kind. There was never a shoe like that. They had never seen that shoe. I brought that shoe to Alabama. People had never seen back then. It was way different with the shoes. Midwest, New York. If you go down south, they the last to get anything. And I went to Alabama for the family reunion, and you'd have thought I was like the return of Christ. They saw them shoes, and that was it. They's like, what are those? He said those are the most uncomfortable shoes I ever had because you probably moved the strap. You don't know how to loosen the strap, depending on how your foot is made. Some people couldn't put the whole logo over the strap, but they wanted to have that logo on there, so they were stretching it out, put the strap across. I'd be like, dude, just buy a bigger shoe. Yeah, I told a whole hood story about that. We went to the skating rink down south. People was waiting on me to put them shoes up there so that I could go skate. As soon as those shoes touched, it was people going in there making a request for the skates. Like, hey man, when he put those shoes up, hey, remember me? You let me know, okay? Dude, like, I got you. I heard y'all, man. Okay, look now. Who want the shoes now? Bidding starts at 3. I'm like, oh, I ain't skating today. You're not finna skate and put these shoes up there and take the skates? Hell no. These Deions stay on my feet. Man, they in there taking a bid on who finna get my shoes. And I went to, they had Hardee's. Man, we went to Hardee's, man. These dudes is like, yeah, we take people's shoes. I'm like, we take people's shoes in here. We sitting there. I'm like, they talking loud. If they was gonna take some shoes, they'd have just waited outside for me. They ain't finna make the announcement inside of Hardee's. Plus, if they want to do that, nah, stab them with this plastic foot. Shoot, they gonna have a fight in hell and waiting for them. You right, 1994, buddy. So LeBron now, because he got backlash, because once LeBron puts a tweet behind something, it's gonna get media attention. But then it went in a negative way. Now it's time to backtrack. Now it's time to do the slide. They finna cha-cha slide away from the topic. So now that's why they was like, don't ask anything about Deion. But at first, he had a lot to say. Just a week. Remember last week was media day.
LeBron, you've referred to year 21 as your prime year.
Yeah.
Deion Sanders,
Yeah.
someone as a kid, right?
Yeah,
you looked
sure.
up to.
Absolutely.
What about him and what he's doing at Colorado speaks to you?
I just think the way he inspired people, man. Obviously, he got the old saying of, when you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you play good. And when you play good, they pay good. So, I feel like that's instilled in me since I was a kid. But more importantly, just what he's been able to inspire. You look at that program that was 1-12 last year, and they've already won 3 games, through 5 weeks. So I think that's just super dope, and it's a lot because of him and what he's instilled in those players, what he's instilled in those young men to be greater than just football players. I think that's just the ultimate leader when it comes to that. So as much respect to Deion and the rest of that program.
He says, don't allow my confidence to offend your insecurity, right?
That's all it is. Don't allow my confidence to affect your insecurities, man. That's all it's about.
Yep, there it is. Don't let Deion confidence affect your insecurity, LeBron. Don't let Kwame Brown's confidence affect your insecurity, LeBron. Don't let Carcino's confidence affect your insecurity, LeBron. That is something you should follow. Don't let my confidence mess up your day. If I'm confident you a bum, don't let that mess with your insecurities. Your lack of confidence don't mess with my confidence. Now, of course they backtracking. And the reason they backtracking is because they know now Prime is the biggest thing in sports. Coach Prime is the biggest thing in sports. Everybody's talking about him when they ain't got nothing to even talk about. People don't even watch college football talking about Coach Prime. Everybody's watching the games. And like I said, and I've told them before, oh yeah, and my buddy at the wedding, he's a big LeBron James fan. He couldn't wait to bring that up. He was there at the wedding with his wife. He keep coming up there hating. Yeah, where your date at? Yeah. Where your date at the wedding? I'm like, fool, it's a family event. Think I'm gonna bring my date here so she could be talking marriage? Are you crazy? She already trying to walk me down an aisle. Man, all night. He was, yeah. He kept coming by there talking about LeBron. He was, what's up, hater? Soon as he see me, man, that's all he come up with. What's up, hater? I was like, man. I was like, oh, LeBron ain't gonna be doing that unless he juiced up. He got to get juiced up. He's like, what LeBron gonna do this season? Get juiced up. That's one thing we know he gonna do. That's a constant. Oh man, where he at? I got a picture with him somewhere out here. Yeah, here we go. There's him at the wedding. Biggest LeBron James fan there is. There you go. Right there. There you go. Biggest LeBron fan right there. You was hating all night. His OG day. I was letting you off the hook. I was letting you off the hook that night. It's OG day, man. OG big day. He even grew his beard out like Brian. I'm like, boy, you want to be like Brian so bad. But it's one thing, Cino's the champ. I still got the belt, baby. That's right. Cino still got the belt. So this is the one constant. Cino has the belt. Still the champ. So understand that. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to open up the chat in case y'all want to come up here and talk. Y'all want to come in, defend LeBron? Come on up and defend him. We're opening up the chat for a discussion. But here's my stance on it. I don't believe LeBron James saw the Deion Sanders clip or what J.J. Redick was even talking about. I think he saw what J.J. Redick said, and he just co-signed what J.J. Redick said. I 100% believe that was the case. Because if he just saw what Deion Sanders' video was and saw the speech, he would have never, ever opened his mouth. Because that wasn't even in a locker room. I don't know if they serve food in a locker room. I don't know. That had nothing to do with what J.J. Redick was talking about. How the locker room is sacred. You don't record in the locker room and all this This was not even a locker room, I don't think. And people record motivational speeches all the time. Football coaches do it. They put it out. We gotta fight. We've seen them all on YouTube, internet, everything. JJ Rhetoric has never had a comment about any of these things. There has been sacred stuff. That's all podcasts are. And that's all he does. That's all he does. On his podcast show, how many times, JJ, and I want to say this to you, how many times has you, JJ, went ahead and did something stupid? Uh-oh, sorry about that. That was 78 doing his thing. But how many times, JJ, have you brought up locker room stories on your podcast? How many times on all these podcast shows do they talk about all the things that's been happening in locker rooms? That's almost every podcast show. I remember one time in the locker room, yeah, man, we was gambling, and then next thing you know, dude, man, he owed him like a lot of money, then he got slapped. That's going on now. Locker room supposed to be sacred. But every podcast show, they talking about what happened in the locker room. Now, JJ Rhetoric is right on some points. Like when he's correcting Stephen A., he's normally right. But he's so agenda-based because he wants a job in the NBA as a head coach. That's what he really wants. He wants to be like Steve Kerr. That's why he's cool with all the coaches in the league, and he's pro-league and pro-company. He's not really pro-player like he think he is. He's only pro-player to a certain degree. He's more left-wing than right-wing. He's cool, buddy with Kerr and all the coaches in the league, the assistant coaches, because he wants to be a head coach in the NBA. He's white. He's a guard. There it is. Now, right. He wasn't that great of a player, white and a guard. So there you go, coach. Now, oh, will he be better than that? He probably will be. Look, the best coaches are the guys who weren't really that great of players. Steve Kerr was a great shooter, but he never averaged 10 points a game, probably in his career. You had Scott Skiles. Scott Skiles was a decent player. He has the NBA record. I think he had 30 assists in one game when he played for the Magic. But Scott Skiles is a better coach than he was a player. Steve Kerr, it's hard to gauge Steve Kerr because he kind of adopted a whip. It's like the Phil Jackson syndrome. Is Phil really a good coach? I don't really think he is. I think he's effective at what they want to have done. Like control the players, but he couldn't coach in today's game. All this, I'm gonna bring this Zen stuff in with these young players. He couldn't deal with young players. He had veterans to deal with. That's why him and Kobe Bryant butt heads. That was the first young guy he ever had to really deal with. You know, Shaq came in and was Shaq. You know, so Shaq had some age to him, some veteran to him. You're dealing with a raw Kobe Bryant who's about 21 years of age. And you got to deal with a 21-year-old guy who's ready to take over the league. He's ready to start playing now and start dominating, wanting it to be about him and want to be implemented in the offense. And the offense was designed around Shaq. And yeah, Kobe didn't start off at guard when he started. He came in for Rick Fox, and they started moving Fox towards the bench because Fox had foot issues and everything else. Because Rick Fox was just too busy banging hoes. He cared more about banging hoes than playing ball. So, but that's another story. Well, everybody figured that out later anyway. It all came out. Larry Bird wasn't a great coach either. Look, Larry was he wasn't a terrible coach, but he wasn't a great coach either. He wasn't a great GM either. Listen, let me tell you what's going on here. You think Larry was good because Larry came in Indiana and was the coach. He wanted to coach the Boston Celtics. That wasn't going to happen. They wanted Larry Bird to be attached to basketball still. So Larry, now he could be at home in Indiana and just go and coach the Pacers. That's fine. And that's going to sell tickets for the Indiana Pacers. The Celtics weren't in position to give Larry that. So the Pacers came along and was doing well, right? They already had their nucleus. So now here's Larry Bird bringing in the way they're going, and he misused Jalen Rose. Jalen Rose was an X factor, and he really didn't get a chance to shine until the playoffs when he would come off the bench as the sixth man in relief of Reggie. And sometimes they will have him come in for Travis Best and play the point. And in that second unit, they'll start putting up points because he can get to the next level. And he has size. When you had a big guard that can cross you and get to the next level, that was very utilizing for the Indiana Pacers series, because really the Pacers would have been probably swept if it wasn't for that. Jalen Rose, and coming into the Insurgent, because they would have been down 3-0 if it wasn't for Reggie hitting that three. And when they got home, that's when they started seeing Jalen Rose just ascend, because Ron Harper couldn't guard him at all. Because Ron, even though he could guard and defend, and he was the best defender, he can cross him and get by him and get to the next level. So while Ron's trying to guard him, he cross Ron, get to the spot, free throw line, pull up, left hand jump shot. It's killing him. He's 6'9", and he got a cross. And he can get to the next level. He was crossing Ron up, and Ron had bad knees. They were old. Now I dropped the link now, so if y'all wanted to come up, I didn't see nobody pop their head up. I don't say I don't be dropping the link. LeBron is a coward. Oh, absolutely, he's a coward. We know that. Whenever there's an issue going on right now in Akron, all the people in Akron, black people, getting evicted, LeBron ain't retweeting it or nothing. How much does it take for you to retweet that, LeBron? But we know why you won't. We know who your allegiance to the occupiers of Israel right now. That's who your allegiance to. They control your money. Well, when people decide what they really want to do in the world, besides saying, oh, okay, we want to go in this direction over here and make plans, or people decide, oh, we want to go in this direction because this is going to get us X, Y, and Z. LeBron went over to Europe and was doing all that and didn't care about what was happening in Akron. Though his school is over there. His school, people are not even passing the basic minimum requirement test. They haven't passed in like 6-7 years or whatever since the school is open. And it's supposed to be for the gifted, right? It's because he didn't set a charter school where it's donations and that LeBron would have to pay money to keep the school going. And in that way, you get to determine the academic requirements for the school. You get to determine and set those standards. But no, this is basically another public school. It's ran by the state. So it's another state school. So they decide what you get to learn and what you can't learn. They dictate to you that. That's why Jalen Rose School is doing well. And people there who are graduating, they have a very high graduation rate at his charter school. And they go on to college. He had his first graduation class a couple of years ago. And only when LeBron got his did Jalen's program start to get liked. So the taxpayers, the people of Akron, all their tax money goes to paying for LeBron's school. LeBron don't have to put any money into it anymore. And hasn't since they built the school. It just got his name on it. He runs nothing. He has no control. So another fake fraud coward that we tried to tell you. He's a puppet. And this is all facts. Akron has the highest eviction rate in the state of Ohio. And Ohio is huge. And LeBron is from Akron. So you seeing all these black people getting thrown out, evicted. And it's happening around the globe too. They just evicted them, putting them out and everything. So why are they not talking about this? What's up, brother?
Carcino, what's up, baby?
What's good with you?
You still doing your hood stories, baby?
Oh yeah, we just did one on the Patreon the other day. I might bring it here on YouTube.
I gotta subscribe to your Patreon. I be BS, and I gotta subscribe to your Patreon, bro.
Oh yeah, we giving a gift card away for all the VIP members for the equivalent of a PS5. I was giving somebody a PS5, but they was like, somebody might win and got a PS5 already. So I said, you know what, I'm just gonna give y'all a gift card. If you want to go buy the PS5, go buy it. So,
yeah. You know, I'm in Dallas. You know, I'm a Mavericks man. But LeBron's still in the league, bro. He's still taking people's shine. He's still in the way, man.
He's in there still in the light from two generations of players.
From players like Anthony Edwards. They don't show Anthony Edwards. They show LeBron Lakers every game.
Right. And Anthony Edwards has improved dramatically since he first came in the league. And he had a bad outing in the playoffs this year against LeBron when he had to play in or whatever.
Exactly. Like, he's still in a lot of people's shine.
Yeah. But Anthony Edwards right now, he's on course to pass LeBron in the scoring record.
Man.
So if he played 20 years, he gonna shatter the record. He already got about 5,000 points.
25 years. What's LeBron 21st year? He got to get out the way. So once he get out the way, the NBA can be back to almost normal. It's different now, but
it's never gonna be back to normal because it's a mess right now. Right now, you see, it's everything I said has come to fruition. I kept telling you, I was like, they taking the game international, or they taking the game. I've been saying that for years.
You've been saying that for 5 years. Can you believe those players are better than our players now? To be honest, they got fundamentals better than us. Like the young players.
Looking at the majority, yes, but
that's when the young players. Like we losing the US, we losing Olympics tournaments and we losing tournaments now, bro. It's like
see, that was designed on purpose. USA wanted to lose that.
It's crazy.
They want to make it mean something. They're not worried about that tournament like that. They were now if they lose on the Olympic scale, the Olympics, like the big one that's coming in 2024. Now they ain't gonna lose that.
Guess who want to play in it?
Well, of course he wants to play because he want to go along for the ride.
He got to get out the way, bro.
Right? He know they winning the goal already. It's Steph Curry and all the people that's going. They know it's a wrap. So we didn't send our best for a reason, because they want to promote and make it look like the Europeans are catching up and give them their shine and everything else. And then now it's like, okay, now it's opened up because they're doing this international market. Why you think this whole week, like the preseason games, all the teams are playing international teams. Dallas just played who? Real Madrid, right? And who played for Real Madrid? Luka.
Who played Rudy Fernandez? Who else?
Luka Doncic. That's his team.
Yeah, that's his old team.
Real Madrid. So now he's playing against his team. So now they're doing a whole international thing. They making this like they trying to get where soccer is. They want to get like Premier League, and they can't. So that's what their whole thing is. So they got every team basically playing an international team.
Speaking of the Premier League, what's up with the in-season tournament? What is that, bro? How did that work out?
They're using the regular season games to make this in-season tournament. And as you see, they got them playing all these European teams, the NBA team for the preseason. They had them all individual. They doing that to try to do this because they want to set up tournaments that they're finna start doing down the road. In Paris, like for the Olympics, they want a team to go out there, either Dallas or one of the teams here, to go and compete in a tournament that they're gonna have with the NBA players in the European leagues. And they want to have these in London, Paris, and they're gonna keep going to get this international money. So that's what tournaments is for. It's like we're gonna promote these teams that don't have a chance to win a championship. It's like, why don't they have a chance to win a championship? If it's all 30 teams anybody got a chance of winning. So that's the problem that they have in the league, is that they make sure that like somebody like the Sacramento Kings is not going to win the NBA championship ever.
Right.
Because they base it on market. So now it's like, man, I do feel bad for them. So they be like, look, we got them to the playoff. Like they made a good playoff run, but they can't afford to let the Kings win because then that's a low market team. And we just did all this advertisement and put all our budget money over here on the Lakers. So the Lakers got to win in order, because we put all the marketing budget into them. Like last year, they took that terrible Laker team to the Western Conference Finals. Golden State, they showed them how bad it was. Golden State was whooping them. That's the thing. And that was not supposed to happen the second round. The referees it was so bad, the referees kept blowing foul. Everybody, Eddie Griffin was watching the game. He was like, man, I'm rooting for the Lakers, but this is goddamn cheating right here. Eddie Griffin had to come out and speak about
it. Yep. Dang, man, that's crazy.
The Bucks are the only team that was a small market team they let win a championship. I don't think they're gonna let them win it again. They only did that for Giannis because it was the season after a pandemic. So that's why.
You already broke down how Steph Curry made Golden State who they is.
Yeah,
you already broke that down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was a small market team, and they built that. That's why they moved out of Oakland and went to San Fran, because they're a small market team. They got $1 billion stadium now. Right over in San Fran. They had to get out of the small market.
Now they got a WNBA team.
Yeah. See, that's how they come up, because now they became one of the faces of the league because they got a superstar. So they can't have them in the hood no more.
Right.
So you got to take them out the hood. Take them out of Oakland, move them to San Fran. You know, it's business. And then they tell the people in the hood, oh, you can get on the train. You know, that's just how they do. Right.
Hey, can you believe these people? Can you believe all these people like that's showing their faces about Deion?
Oh yeah, like most of them is clowns. Like they want attention. You know, they trying to.
That's what it is. Clicks and views. They want some clicks and views.
Right. You listen to Shitlock. That's all he gonna do.
I already know shit. I already know, but I know what he gonna do. I'm talking about the JJ Reddicks, the Doug Gollips, and all them people over there.
Had nothing good to say about a black man ever in life.
Right.
A black man can never do nothing right for Doug.
They were talking about the kid. They were talking about the son doing this, but I ain't never heard nobody say nothing about Johnny Manziel doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, dang, bro, what? Come on, bro, y'all gotta relax, man.
Right.
We having fun.
Long as it's white, it's all right.
It's all right. Yeah.
That's how they look at it.
Yeah, it's all good.
Right.
Conor McGregor acting like how he at.
Yep.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, it's all good when he did it. But then it was funny because a white person was sitting there when Floyd was fighting Conor. They was apologizing to me for rooting for Conor McGregor. I'm sorry, man. I know, like Floyd, man. You know that's your guy and everything, man. But you know, I'm going with Conor, man. I like Conor, man.
It's all good, bro.
He's entertaining as hell, and Floyd, he's just arrogant. I'm just like,
it's all good, bro. You know you ain't gonna beat Floyd in a boxing match.
I'm like, what the hell is Conor? I'm like, he ain't nothing like Conor. Conor is over the line, throwing like stuff and busting windows, just doing all kind of craziness.
Right.
So I'm like, Floyd ain't never been like that.
I just can't believe how many people coming. It's just like they can't stop. They can't help themselves. They gotta say something, and they need them clicks and views too. That's how they get their name hot.
Because they know Deion is the hottest thing going. So they know if I say anything against it, that's gonna get me all the attention that I'm supposed to get.
Yeah.
Then they gonna hopefully come back at me. Like somebody, when didn't he say something stupid like Deion's son can't afford to watch this on his own? How is that? Shadua go? I'm like, Shadua got more money than you. You can't afford to watch this on Shadua's own. That's what
he said something like, "Oh, he's just a spoiled rich kid." But I'm from Dallas, you know. Deion, they grew up in Dallas. You know them kids.
yeah, I'm like, oh, he got his own money. His own money. He got an NIL. What you think his NIL deal worth is? It's over 7 figures.
It's over. It's up there too. It ain't no 1, 2 million, 3 million. It's
right, exactly. It's over 7 figures. Every time he do this, he getting paid.
Yeah.
Believe me, them companies gonna put a watch on his hand.
They gonna put something on his hand. What?
Hugo, everything on there. They're gonna be, look, when you do this, make sure our watch is on your wrist. He gonna get a deal.
And you know, Prime gonna make it happen. He the best. He the best endorsing man.
Right.
Almost ever.
His NIL is worth more than any player that's gonna be in the Heisman conversation. They can't, and that's it. So he get all the press, everything.
And then I watched every game when he was at Jackson State. I was saying then, oh, he a first round quarterback for real. He might not get drafted from Jackson State like that.
Yeah.
But all they had to do was watch how good he was the games. They were just saying how he gonna translate.
Ain't nobody because he played in the hood against people
how
that
he gonna translate.
Right. The game don't translate over, but you see, talent is talent. You could play with anybody.
About seven of those kids that was at Jackson State, they making plays at Colorado right now. They making plays, bro.
So now this is what college football is ashamed about, right? See, they seeing that there's players in the SWAC that could actually destroy they so-called 5-star recruits that they get from these basically white high schools who's basically there because their daddy paid for the scholarships.
Right.
And now they don't go to these major universities, one, because they're too far away and they not around, they don't want to be around a whole bunch of white folks, and they ain't around nobody family. They just be isolated out there with a bunch of white people just to be on the team. So
that's what it be like, especially in Nebraska.
Right. So they like to stay home. Right. So they want to feel safe. So it ain't that they don't have the talent to go. A lot of them have got letters from major universities saying, hey, we would love to have you come way out here, but they be like, that's too far from home. And then a lot of these universities, most of the students then academically didn't get accepted into these schools. So they ended up staying close to home, got a state school. Their family can't afford to travel back and forth, going to see the games all the way out to these schools. So they don't get to go. Now, when you see a situation like this and they go to someplace like the SWAC, most of those players are dangerous. Like they could run a 4-1, 4-2. Those guys there, they might not, they can't tell you who won the battle of 1812, but they could tell you goddamn about who finna come over the crossing route and what defensive set. They in a 4-3, they in a 2 set when the safety needs to come over. Right. They know their job.
Yep.
The
Them kids making plays.
battle of 1812 ain't gonna help me right here.
Them kids making plays, all of them. And prime about 30 people, like staff, the equipment staff,
Yeah.
college girls that go to school now. I mean, prime the man, dog.
Yeah, he is. And he's giving people opportunities. And what they're saying now is that this is opening the door for more for him. And he's looking at $100 million evaluation.
Hey, in my opinion, Deion need a 5-year, $250 million deal from the school.
No, but here's the thing: Colorado don't even have the money to pay him. When he first got the contract, they signed him to a ridiculous contract. How are they going to afford to pay Deion Sanders that money? Oh my God! I'm like,
and he underpaid, and that's the crazy part. He underpaid.
Those boosters are going to pay, and I'm like, they haven't played what? They played 5 games,
6 games, 4-2.
6 games now they've played. The money was done, and after
week 2.
Week 2, the money was already recouped for his entire contract, everything else. They got all the sponsorships, all the NIL deals. Everybody's coming to Colorado.
He sold out the whole season in April.
Right. Now, to all those people that was talking about his contract deal, because I know sports people, they ain't going to bring that up no more. But I want to say now, is Deion worth the money now?
He underpaid.
Exactly.
I looked at Nick Saban contract and Dabo Swinney. I looked at their houses. I was like, boy, they've been making money off them black boys, man.
Yeah, they have. But nobody complain. As long as it's white, it's all right.
Good, man. We
get one. Look at their bank account and say, what Nick Saban getting? See, Nick Saban mad because he knows the trade. Yeah, the trade the portal is finna mess up his whole bag. That's why Alabama looking like they looking now.
Everybody's struggling right now. Them teams ain't good like they used to be.
Wolves no more because they know that's how you win national championships. You got to have a war chest, and you can go out and get those recruits.
Right.
So them boosters got to spend more money. That's how Clemson got it. They spent more money. So they was like, okay, we gonna beat it. Everybody who's supposed to go to Alabama, they was going to Clemson now. And now Georgia got these guys.
Deion bringing kids from the South to Colorado. You know he doing it.
Right, because them boys in the South eat real meals. Right. And that's why I gotta tell these black families here. Black women, start cooking for your damn kids.
It's a new generation, Carson.
Ain't a new generation, my ass. They're gonna be the dead generations. Cook for your babies.
They don't know how to cook like that no more.
Well, they better learn cook for your babies.
Cook for the babies, man. Well, yeah, man. Get at me, Carson. You know it's all love.
Oh, yeah. No, I just got knocked off for a minute. When I said that, they knocked me right off. I said, cook for your babies. They was, oh, no, hit the switch.
Bro, have you noticed all your old videos got like 200, 300, 400? And now they got you at like whatever they got you at now. Yeah. I'm like, bro, they got us. What's good, bro? Can we have anything?
Yeah, that's what that's because I didn't play ball.
Right.
So they wanted me to take the academics route.
The Gilbert Arenas route.
Yeah, they pretty much they wanted me to play ball and sign with them, the corporation, and go with them. Like, hey, work with us. We're gonna manage your page. We'll do this for you. And then they want to dictate what videos they like and take this down. Can you take that down? I'm like, so you guys are running the page, and I'm basically giving you my channel. I'm making all the money, and then I'm paying you to tell me what to do
on my channel.
On my channel? What do I need you for? And I'm like, I'm already doing all of this without you, and now I'm gonna pay you to tell me what to do.
Hey, where your partner at? Where your partner, the real brother?
You know, and they was like, no, we gonna help run your channel, and we gonna keep you at the top. So I was like, oh, I see the game now. So I gotta pay to play. And I said, nah, I ain't gonna pay. Actually, I did something that I shouldn't have did. I exposed the whole contract to the I exposed the
You
whole
outta there.
contract on YouTube. They got so mad at me. They said we're no longer interested. I was like, oh yeah, they were mad. She was hot. She was hot. I was like, I shouldn't have did that.
Oh yeah, you out of there. Yeah.
But
That's your page.
because now I became a target, and boy, they came after my page like gangbusters.
Hey, what's going on with Dame Dollar wife?
Oh, Dame Dollar, yeah, I talked about that on the Patreon. So
I gotta get the Patreon.
yeah, you did. Yeah, you do. That's why I ain't said nothing about it on YouTube. I said it only on the Patreon.
Because
So
all your stories check out. I don't care what happened.
Yeah, they know
all your stories check out from 10 years ago.
They know it's real. They just love to hate because they don't have that access. They be like, how this dude know that?
How he know this? Yeah.
And that's what they just automatically say, man, that's cap. And then somebody will do a show and bring it up.
I remember when you told what happened with AB and Floyd and the real story behind it. I was like, bro.
Oh yeah, I was right there. Yeah,
he was there.
Yeah. So,
he was there with him. He know for real.
Yeah, I was there when that happened.
Yeah, he know for real.
That was first person knowledge of what happened.
And the D-Rose story, all type of stuff, bro.
Yeah,
you know all type of stuff.
Nobody even know about that really at all. It's like that ain't probably ever gonna be reported. But if you ask D-Rose, anybody ever ask him about what happened with his brother Reggie and everything with Floyd, how that conversation went left, and they put Floyd up, it was Derek's birthday party, and they put Floyd on the flyer. And Floyd was like, did they advertise that? Because he was like, I'm assuming. And I was like, dude, Derek is like MVP of the league. You sue like you sue him, dog. The whole city gonna turn against you. Like,
don't
do that.
Don't do that, bro.
Yeah, he was just hot, man. You know, Floyd a fighter. So you just ain't gonna talk to him, and he not used to anybody. You know, he was talking to another street dude, but it was like,
I remember the story you told about Rick Ross, Diddy running into Floyd.
Oh yeah.
He was like, Rick Ross, he didn't know what to do.
No, yeah, that's how they got cool, you know, because that night, yeah, Rick Ross was gonna get rolled on. He was there with them triple OC. Like, he forgot he was just like, oh man, that was some rap stuff, man, because you was with 50. He made a video dissing Floyd in the video.
He made songs and everything, bro.
Yeah, made the diss song. It made what the money look funny in the light.
Right. Come on, bro.
All that. Yeah, then, man.
Come on, bro.
And he was in that club, and Diddy didn't even know. Diddy was oblivious to all of it.
He don't know what's going on.
He brought Rick Ross in there, like, come on in, like it's all good. And Floyd was like, is that Rick Ross? And it was the wrong day, wrong time. Because when I mean wrong day, wrong time, I mean every gangster from Chicago was there. Like it was the wrong time. And the best time for Floyd, because now he really got an army. He got his security, and he got people that ain't security. So this was a bad night for Ross. Trust me. Man. It was so hot. He thought like Diddy probably set him up. Diddy really didn't know. But Diddy cool with everybody. Diddy was like, hey, what's up? Man, yeah, Rose here. Like, yeah, we got Rose here. Boy was like, what are you doing here?
Hey, what are you doing here?
He was like, oh, we're going to go see what it is. So everybody's like, come on, y'all. He's like, yeah, we got a problem. He was like, whoa. Diddy like, whoa, hold on, man. Rick Ross sat down in that thing, man. He was scared to death. He was, because I swear, it was all going down. I would have got some kicks in. I went, we'd have all got some kicks in on Raw.
Hey, I remember about 2 weeks ago, you said Irv Gotti back to being Irv Gotti. How you feel about that Dame Dash on Irv Gotti now?
Oh, Dame and Irv ain't never really jail at all. Like they never. Right. They two opposites.
Opposites.
Dame is a real, like, he cool with everybody in the streets. Like Dame was really the businessman. You know,
Right.
he came up with the ideas and everything, like Armadale vodka, Rockaware, all that's Dame. You know, like they give credit in Jay-Z and all that. I'm like, dog, he the one said we're gonna get our own liquor. Forget Cristal.
Right.
We're doing that, we're gonna get Armadale. They giving us a percentage. He was the first one doing the liquor deal.
First
Nobody had no
one,
liquor
bro.
deal. Right, Dame was doing all that. You know, that's what I'm saying. He was a businessman trying to expand using hip hop to expand to other brands. Like, look, we got Armadale, we got this. So Jay wouldn't have had no liquor deal with no Armadale. Dame bringing that to the table.
I remember back then, Jay had did a commercial with like Crown Royal or somebody. Dane was like, "Dog, we got Armadale, dog. What are we doing?"
Yeah, he did a Heineken. He did a Heineken commercial.
Yeah,
he did a Heineken commercial. They paid him for that one stupid commercial.
Yeah. Dane was like, bro,
what you doing taking money from Heineken? Like, dog, what is you doing? Like, we got a percentage deal over here. You doing all this other commercials. Like, dude, you screwing this money up.
Yep. Man, you be knowing, bro. I remember you said how he did the money with Benny Siegel with the different companies. He put this money with the Armadale and put this money with the what you call that, money laundering or whatever.
Beans got paid. I'm like, Beans, you got your money.
Yeah, you got paid.
You got money. You got the money. No matter, I don't care where Dame got it from. He made sure you got the bag.
Got the bag. And he came to them court cases.
Yeah, but the thing is that he screwed Beans out of his deal. Like, Beans is supposed to have that shoe deal with State Property.
Right.
He's supposed to have that deal, you know, with the shoe deal. But Dame was like, no, kill that. I'm gonna get the shoe deal. and I'll pay Beans.
Yeah, and I'm gonna pay y'all.
Yeah, so that's how that went. He was like, that was my guy. You know, he was gonna do the deal with me. But Beans didn't own State Property though. See, Dame them kind of own State Property. Like, they created that. But that was created to go against Gilly. Irv Gotti helped facilitate that too with the Murderers and trying to emulate what they did, put their album out to still get, you know, Gilly, because Gilly didn't sign with Jay. And when he didn't sign with Jay, because they tried to sign Major Figures. And that was the group. And that's how State Property and Gilly and all that, Major Figures, that was a big Philly war. That shit ain't never happened.
Bro, Gilly said yesterday he making more money than Birdman right now, bro.
He is.
I said, bro, what's going on, man? Y'all gotta stop.
Birdman is paper rich. Like, Birdman don't eat off Drake like that no more.
Nah,
so that's done. Yeah, like, their deal is done. So after the Scorpion album, all the rest of that is Drake. So I'm like, y'all been eating off Drake all those years. Because Cash Money was done. That's why it was the longest running powerful record company, because they had the subsidiary Young Money that was making the money.
Right.
So because Cash Money was done. They had so much debt in Cash Money, they couldn't do anything no more. So they had the little branch off companies that they had. Like, he had Rich Gang. You're right.
Yeah, Rich Gang, GTV, Vodka, and all this.
Right, and that's why Thugger didn't sign with Rich Gang. You know,
Rich Homie either.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. They were smart. They was like, they did the Rich Gang song and they in the video, but Thugger ain't signed. Thugger like, bro, I ain't signed with no Rich Gang. Nah, I'm not signing that.
Nah, real talk.
Yeah, and that's why they weren't paying Wayne, because they couldn't. He was signed under Cash Money, so he had to get his money through Young Money, and he owed all these people money. Drake and Nicki couldn't get paid because everybody, Birdman had all this debt, and he couldn't get no more loans. He didn't borrow so much money, buying gold toilets and every damn thing else, his damn head up. I was like, boy, Birdman messing up so much, and he's suing Birdman. And also Wayne was suing him for all the money, so they can get paid, because he can't pay his artists at Young Money because Cash Money holding up the money. And he was like, I don't need y'all no more. I'll just go straight to Universal. So Jay-Z offered a deal to get Lil Wayne and wanted to sign Wayne for like $50 million. Wayne was like, bet. I'm out the door.
Bet, all right, yeah. That's crazy now. Everybody got a Rockefeller chain.
Oh, yeah, man. It's crazy now. Everybody got that, like they got a death row train. That ain't nothing but a memorabilia.
And Dame Dash created the logo for Rockefeller.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He had it tattooed on himself. So
Yeah. Everybody got a Rockefeller chain. I seen Meek with one. I seen Irv with one. I seen even the Locks. Even they got like Rockefeller chain.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Baby problem is the business game of it. Baby's the type of guy. You ever seen a person that like they got $100 bill to come in the mail and they got like $20,000 in the bank and just don't pay that $100 bill, even though it's there, they just don't pay it. It's just like, no, just pay it and get rid of it. What you? Now you getting past due notices and everything. You got the money, just pay it off, man. Man, I'll pay it later, man.
Playboy.
Yeah. Let me tell you something, Playboy. Man,
that's crazy.
I'll pay real bills. It ain't the light bill, phone bill.
Oh man, one more thing. I'm about to say, I know you didn't watch them BET Hip Hop Awards the other day.
No. But I heard LL was on there, and I was like, damn, I'll watch that on YouTube then.
I watch LL. But so, I don't even like hip hop right now. I've been listening to all old school music, bro. Right. Outkast.
Old school, the only thing going right now. You see LL back. LL, they got LL. They probably did like all the old dudes is probably back on stage again. It's still the 50th anniversary, so they gonna all the old guys back. They ain't got none of these new dudes.
yeah, because the new. I'm telling you, and I'm a fast forward on some music stuff. I'm always trying to hear the new flows and the new bars and stuff. That's why I like Takeoff so much.
But yeah, that was a sad loss because Take was. I mean, dog, he destroyed Gucci Mane on that song. That's when I first noticed him as standing out. Is on that verse he had on Gucci Mane song. I said, "Whoa, that's the dude from Migos."
Bro, that's Takeoff. That's him. He really
that was Take. That's when I said, man, I gotta pay attention because the only thing he was known for was that he was left off bad and bougie. So that was the whole big thing. Like he was left off bad and bougie. So. And that was the whole big attention on him. And I ain't never really paid attention to what he was saying because all his music, I was in the strip club. I'm a stripper.
Yeah. Hey, boy.
All lands on the floor. All land. So I'm just hearing the music in the club.
Right.
Now, when I heard the Gucci Mane song and I see there's a video for that and I hear his verse, I said, whoa.
Right.
Hold up.
That's who Takeoff is, bro.
This dude just destroyed Gucci Mane on this song,
bro.
Let me take this back.
That's exactly who Takeoff is. When I first heard him on the first big mixtape that went big after Versace, the first song, the intro, I'd rather be rich than famous. I was like, whoa, them boys got something. And then I heard his verse specifically. I was like, yeah. Them boys got something. And ever since then, I was a big fan of him particularly.
Yeah.
Quavo got a good voice and everything. Offset wasn't even in the group yet. He was in jail.
Right, exactly. He was locked up with my boy.
He was in jail.
They were in the same cell in like Gwinnett County. They were both locked up in there in the county. So that's when they became tight. And then the Migos opened up and it came Chicago. They let him open up and rap for them. They let him perform and come in and do his show.
I remember when they first came to Chicago because they had kind of an issue with Chief Keef and wasn't nobody going there at the time. They went through there like that.
Yeah, the only main problem they had because they went to Adriana's and Adriana out here is like that was Murderville. It was like any night it's a bodies on the floor. Somebody be like, somebody did. Let me step over him. Adriana's like you ain't know if you was gonna come out alive.
Right. So that's what I always love. I always love them boys, and it's almost been a year now.
Yeah, and then they didn't know the difference between a walkthrough. Like the people who booked this, they don't know. They think they was booking the Migos to perform. So the fans don't know. They was booked for a walkthrough. So the manager said, man, when they performing? He's like, they not performing. You ain't pay me enough for them to perform. You paid them for an appearance. They do a walkthrough. They come walk all the way around. They'll take so people could take photos. Like they stayed longer than they should. They actually stayed and chilled because they were smoking. Like somebody gave them some blunts and they was good. So they stayed in the back for a minute, chill, watch people perform. They was like, look, I'll set them here so people can see that they there. And then they walk out. And it's the most smaller promoters don't really understand. There is a walkthrough and then there's a presentation like for a performance fee. Those fees are different. So if they saying you got to know what you're doing if you booking people, and you got to let your audience know. Don't sell it to them like they finna perform. So people like, man, why they ain't performing? Oh man, they phony. Right. Now you make the group look bad. So the manager's like, dude, you messed up this whole promotion, and you making us look bad. You know, like now it's about the people about to fight, and they trying to fight us and harm us because you didn't screw them.
Right. Them my boys too, man. But like I said,
yeah, that's why Jim Jones got he got a workout. They gave him a workout here.
He need to stop anyway. He too old for that stuff.
Yeah, and that was years ago when he was out here with JoJo Capone and all them dudes, man. You know, like you could ask JoJo Capone what happened, but this fool decided to take the money the guy gave him. They were supposed to perform, but he was like, man, we ain't performing. That's a walkthrough money. Dang, man, they set us up. Like sometimes the promoters get shysty and try to force people to perform. Like, oh, you gonna look bad if you don't perform. He was like, man, you said that you was gonna have all the money, man. This is a walkthrough money. Well, man, we give you half now, and after you perform, you get the other half. Yeah, and he was like, no, we ain't playing those games, man. Right. Those games. Like, man, if you don't perform, man, you know, the crowd, man, they're going to turn on y'all. So you might as well just go and do your set. Some people have went and gone and did the set. Like young and May, they did her like that. And she didn't get her money. And she performed anyway, you know, and did her set and stuff, and the promoter didn't have all the money. And they was going to try to pay her at the end of the show. And then they was like, oh, well, we didn't get all the tickets we thought we was going to sell and all. So she was like, man, you see, this is why I can't be doing this with these promoters. And, you know, they don't know how to do business. And then they try to go on internet and make me look bad when they didn't do their part.
Right.
So all you artists out there that might be, one of you guys might be an artist out there, and you want to do shows on the road, understand to have your business together. Because these people you got janky promoters for real out here. And they gonna try to get you to do stuff for the low. They gonna say, oh, did we say that? Did we agree on that? I don't think I said that. No, you said that. Have your manager gotta be on point when you booking all this stuff. It's real like that. And man, Jimmy took half the money. He was like, oh, you got half of it right there? He's like, yeah, I got half. So he just took that and was like, all right, it's better than nothing. We up. Jimmy walked out the club and like they was gonna leave. So the next day, boy, oh man, they grabbed Jimmy like, Jimmy, we gotta talk, because she took the money from like the gangsters was running that. So they was like, dog, we gonna have to talk. And they like pulled Jimmy in the car, was beating on Jimmy. Jimmy jumped out of a moving car base. No, it was bad, man. Yeah, they put the ones and twos to Jimmy, but Jimmy it's crazy. I wonder if he ever gonna tell that story, man.
I can't talk about that, man. He can tell his people behind closed doors.
JoJo Capone got his channel, I think, out here. Ask JoJo what happened.
I'm gonna go ahead and ask JoJo about that. Yeah, ain't no big fights coming up. Ain't no more fights coming up before the end of the year.
You got Bud Crawford. They were supposed to fight in December before the year is out. But there's been no announcement of it yet because
I hope he don't fight the boy from my home city. Bro, you told everybody what was gonna happen. I knew what was gonna happen, but you know, people from around here like, let's do it. Fool. Yeah, how much you want to bet? How much you want to? Bro, boy, people still heard about that fight.
Man, they hurt because they didn't see what I already do. I'm like, man, I done seen this fight. I didn't see Arrow fight. I've seen him in Colorado spar. I saw him spar with Floyd. I saw his whole fighting style. I saw him as an amateur. I saw everything with Errol Spence. Errol's a good, solid fighter, but his defense is non-present. He lost in the Olympics. People forget he lost. He lost to a guy who was bigger than him and had a jab. So I'm like, dog, you lost to a big guy who had a jab. Pop, pop, pop. And he was controlling you with a jab. This is way before the accident. Then when he went pro, he started at 154. He came in at 154, junior middleweight. He won that welterweight. Then he was getting his bell rung. Them boys was, wham! That boy was, whoa, which way did I go? I'm like, good Lord. So he was winning, but they was like, yeah, we got to drop him down to welterweight.
Got to drop him down.
Yeah, these boys going to destroy him over here at 54. These some big boys.
So then them twins, they ain't did nothing either.
No, you know, and
they don't fight for the right reasons to really be a fighter from the heart and for a real fighter. Them boys trying to live up to Mayweather expectations. They're gonna try not to get hit, try to get some money and get out of there. But Mayweather different.
But they getting hit. That's the problem.
Mayweather different. You ain't like Mayweather,
hit. Bro. Yeah, they not. They what you would call social media fighters. And we had that big incident with them 10 years ago. We watched them come up. Sean knew him, who owned the website, the Boxing Socialist website. When Sean Craddock, they from Houston. So Sean been watching them grow up. And I had wrote an article after interviewing a fighter who said something about them in the thing, and he didn't want it to come out. Like, he didn't want his name to be on it because he, like, you know, we all Al Heyman, you know, so I don't want to say nothing, you know, like, go put my name on it and piss somebody off. So all he was saying was he felt Jamal had more dog in him than Jamel. He was just like, I don't know if Mel has that dog in him if he gets down in the clutch. Like in the crunch, he's like, Maul got that dog in him. I know Maul gonna dig deep and all that, but he's like, Mel, I just don't really see that in there. So it don't really sound like a diss to me. He's just saying, I don't know if Jamel Charlo has that than Jamal, but they took that, went straight through the roof. They went straight through the roof with it. Man, F that dude. I want to know who said that, man. Who's coming in my gym talking like that? What we didn't know, what I don't know, is that they've been going through this their whole life. With everybody saying Mel was soft and Jamal was the tough one. Jamal always take. That's why Jamal always the one out front and Jamel is the one in the back. He always looked to his big brother when they was twins growing up, and they was like, oh, Mel the soft one, Jamal the hard one. So they get mad when they say that, and Jamal was more mad than anybody. Like, man, anybody talking about my brother. So he always try to so he get all tough. So Jamal had the attitude. Mel didn't really care that much because he been hearing it his whole life. Like, people been saying that about them their whole life, but this guy didn't know that. So it's obviously must be there if everybody is saying it. And this is 10 years ago. This is in 2013. And this article comes out, and in the article, I'm actually defending Mel. Like, well, I don't really agree with that because he fought Demetrius Hopkins. He had to really dig down in that fight to win that fight. Then that was a close fight and mentally draining because D-Hop is a hard fight for any human being. So I was like, so he won that fight, and I was like, that took him. He had to dig down deep for that. So I said all this in the article. His homeboy reads the article, one of their homeboys, and said, oh, they dissing you.
And then they didn't even read the article.
They never read the article.
Yeah.
One of their homeboys saw the title. I don't even think the homeboy read it and said, they diss you. Man, it's some fighter. They ain't even named him. He said all this talking, he dissing y'all. And they just go through the roof. Man, we want everything taken down of us on there, man. If y'all ain't gonna tell us who it was. So we told them who said it. He was like, man, I don't care. I'm like, let them know. And it was like, because we don't want that guy coming in the gym faking being around us all fake. So we told them who it was, and they was like, all right, thanks for telling us. That's what's up. Now, all y'all cut off. Like, we don't want y'all. Y'all want him. Y'all go be with him. We were like, what the hell? We just interviewed the dude. What the I was like, dude, I was like, if they telling this to Sean, they ain't talking to me crazy. So I said, Sean is a pastor at a church. So he ain't gonna scream with you, he ain't not gonna get loud. He's gonna talk at one tone and that's it. So he's just gonna explain, he's not gonna curse. So they know that about Sean. So they just get loud with him. Ah! He's like, man, why y'all so upset? You know, like so Sean's like, man, they're really upset about all this. So he said, I'm finna take their stuff down. He was like, I'm really hurt because he's like, I'm cool with their uncle, their father, all of them. You know, like I just like I watched them grow up. I ain't had nothing against those people, man. This is bad. You know, like he was like really hurt that they came at him and disrespected him. So they thought they made amends, and then they went right back to doing something phony. So Jamel, I said, well, give me their number. I'm gonna talk to him. I talked to Jamel. I said, Jamel, I'm the one that wrote it. And I talked to Jamel. Jamel was cool as a fan. And he was like, man, it ain't even me. After I told him what happened, he was like, oh, okay, man, it ain't even me. It's Jamal. You know, he got a title fight coming up, so he's a little on the edge. So he's just feeling a certain way. But he's like, man, I don't even know what that dude talking about anyway. And it's like, dude, I ain't never do that, but I ain't never defended my title against him, ever. And he never did. So, he never did. But I was like, but if he the number one contender, you're going to have to. So he was like, I ain't going to defend my title against him. So he was cool. He was like, just let my brother calm down. Give him a couple days. I'm like, man, I ain't going to do all that. I ain't going to be on his timetable. I'm like, he ain't my brother. So I'm going to call him. You can give him a couple days. I'm going to call him right now and see what his problem is. So I called Jamal Charlo. Jamal gets on the phone. I'm like, yeah, I'm the one. I heard you had a problem with what was going on there. You the one with the main problem with what's happening around here. So I was like, I wanted you to know what was going on. And he was like, no, man, I already told the other guy. I already told your other guy, man. It's good. I told him already. He talking about Sean. I already told him. He didn't want to hear it from me. I was like, no. You got out of line and started being disrespectful. And I already knew the tone I'm going to have to take with you is you got to see that this ain't finna go the way you think, this conversation. He had to know that right away.
Immediately.
It was just like that movie, what was that 40-year-old version where he got in the stove with him and Kevin Hart was in the stove going back and forth. You wanted a nigga here now. That's how I had to go for Jamal. I was like, oh, yeah, okay. The energy level is up. I'm like, what's up? Yeah, you got a problem? State your problem. What's your problem?
I ain't got no problem, bro.
That's how it was going. Oh, no, man, I told the other guy. No, you got a problem. What's your problem?
I was just saying.
You didn't even read it, so I'm like, your boy already told me you ain't read it. So what your problem is? I mean, yeah, man, it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all did. Ain't nobody did nothing to you.
You know what I'm saying? It's all good though. You know what I'm saying? It's all
right,
good.
Like, then we got to the point. I'm like, dog, we don't make no money off y'all. You talking about some take y'all stuff down? Yeah, just take our stuff down and we good, bro. You ain't make no money off y'all. You ain't Mayweather or Pacquiao. That's what make the money. You ain't there. Because this is 2013. So I'm like, then you ain't Mayweather, you ain't Pacquiao. You think we need you to make money? Like we promoting you, we charging you. It's like y'all ain't nobody. I'm like, man, shoot, that was man. He was like, man, lose my number. I was like, say less. I ain't want to talk to you. I just wanted to tell you straight up what it is. Right. I ain't talked to him since 2013, so he knew what it was with me right then and there. So he was hot. He got off the phone, man, your boy called, man. He was disrespectful, man. He lucky he went in my face. I'm like, I could be there. I can get on a plane, buddy.
Yeah, boy, they be hate on you, bro.
Yeah, I'm like, he still feel that way. We can get on a plane. Like, it ain't nothing to find him. I was like, I can come right to your jail. We can get it right in. Oh yeah, 2013. Yeah, he would have been in a lot of trouble. So in 2013, he would have definitely been in a lot of trouble. So after that, everybody calmed down because everybody like, man, come on, man, they cool. So everybody was calming down, and when Sean's doing a boxing event, Jamel walks up to him, give him a hug, give him a dap. It's like it's all love, you know. And everybody was showing him love, the uncle, everybody. Jamal walk in, then Jamel was like, he walked away from Sean, like, and don't talk to him and nothing. He was like, I'm like, dude, don't do that. And then I found out Jamel, you know, like, he cool with everybody. Then when his brother show up and then he be talking trash about you, he join in. Yeah, man, F them. Yeah, that's right, F them, man. They talk about that. But so he the one gonna talk behind your back with his brother there to be with his brother. But when he ain't around, he be like, oh man, I just did that for my brother, man. You know I'm cool with you. I'm like, no. Stay over there with your brother, bro. I don't need fake love over here.
Right.
Stay over there with your brother. Don't even come back.
Right. That's
I don't
crazy.
need that kind of I don't need that kind of fake support.
Man.
I'm like, stay over there with your brother. Don't come back.
Man, what Tank fighter? He fighting like 140.
He's fighting at 135 now, but he's getting ready to move up in weight. But I told people, only thing that could beat Tank at that weight class, I remember we was in this training camp, and I told him, I said, man, he was having a bad camp. I was like, dude, I probably put money on the other guy. That was Mayweather. I want to say Mayweather McGregor. He was on
16. Got 17.
That fight was terrible, and the other guy was having success. He lost his title on the scale. He didn't make weight. He was in the training camp basically by himself. He was training himself that day. He came in there for sparring, and he was over there doing the rope. He was doing cool downs. He was like, man, dude, this is a terrible, like, where's his team at? Why is he here by himself? Like, it was like the fight was like a week away. And I'm like, this dude ain't nowhere near like cutting the weight. Like, he ain't gonna make it. He lost his belt on the scale.
Man.
Then you got some of the people in TMT, they talking about the after party. Yo, man, so where we going to after party? We going to LA? We going here? What we doing, chat? What we doing? I'm like, dog, bro, you doing way too much. Dog, this dude got to cut weight. He got to try to do all this. And when I'm in the gym, I'm not finna eat in front of fighters. I don't like to do that at all. People be in the
people don't understand that.
Yeah,
people don't understand that. People don't understand boxing for real. Anyway, I understood. I can tell you that just off of how people bet it with Charlo and bet it with Spence. I'm like, bro, they about to take this L. But
right, and I don't like boxing. To see that. So they was like, man, we going to Chipotle up here. We going to Taco Polo, Poco Loco. That's where they go out there in LA, Poco Loco and all that. So we going to little Taco Poco Loco, whatever. They going right over there getting, what y'all want to eat? You want to eat? I'm like, dog, these people are cutting weight. I'm like, people here cutting weight. They training to get to a fight. What the hell you talking about food for? These people can't eat. I'm like, I'm not trying to put food on their mind and eat in front of them. Yeah, man, because I ain't fighting. They got to fight. And I'm like, they already mad as hell. They can't eat. Shoot, right. I'm like, man, no, you don't do that. I'm like, you don't go in no boxing gym eating food. I'm like, I don't know where they get that from.
Gotta have a good team around.
Right. I don't want to eat in front of a fighter at all because I know they cutting weight and going through the sacrifice. I'm like, man, look. He said El Polo Loco. He's like, yeah, there it is.
El Polo Loco, yeah.
Yeah, that's where they going, man. They going to get the food. So, yeah, he had a bad camp and it showed in his fight. He had a bad fight. And I told Tank, I said, Tank, if you can make weight, and if you could ever get disciplined and make this weight, nobody gonna beat you here, dog. Nobody. You hit like a tank for real. That's why the tank fits you. He hit like a middleweight.
That boy got God's gift for real.
Yeah, he hit like a middleweight.
Mm-hmm. He got God's gift for real. I just hope, and he just got out that probation or something. Huh?
Yeah, I think so. I think he got off of it, but man, I've seen him in the gym sparring with big dudes. Like, he could rock any of them dudes. Right. So I was like, dog, they gonna have problems with Tank because he hit like a middleweight. These little featherweight, they ain't gonna be like Santa Cruz. He walking through a lot of people punches, but I'm like, he ain't gonna walk through Tank. Tank hit him. It's good night. Only thing to beat Tank is Tank at the lower weight. When he go up in them higher weights, when them guys could take his power, that's when he gonna have a problem.
Right.
He can deal with his power and dish it back out. Because these dudes can hurt him. There's some dudes up there that can crack, that can hurt him. Like Rolly hurt him a couple times, buzzed him. You know, so he felt Rolly's power. Rolly strong. That's all he is, though, is strong. He has no boxing ability. You can take him apart and drop him just with regular boxing. Because
you said that before the fight too.
Yeah. He martial artist converted over to a fighter. I'm like, come on, man. Rolly he can't barely talk. So Rolly,
Boy,
I'm like, Rolly
they be
just
looking for people to try to take something away. They be trying to find people, but the boys ain't got it.
yeah. So it is what it is, but we gonna see down the line.
Yeah, man, we gotta do this more often, man. I gotta get out of here, man. Gotta go have some beer. But you know it's love, Crossino. Keep being great.
Yeah, look, thank you for stopping by, bro.
Come on, man. Every day.
All right. Peace. Yeah, that's Loud Pac. Showing up, showing love. From the Loud Network. You said Shakira is the only one that could beat Tank. That would be an interesting fight. See, a lot of people don't know Tank and Shakira actually fought before the ring. Let me just tell you, he couldn't mess with Tank then. I don't know. Now he might not. Now might be different. But yeah, Tank power is a problem, and Shakira know about it. You know about it. Mm-hmm. No, LeBron was chasing stuff because he couldn't win. Atlanta felt like they owed Deion. And his buddy Andre Rison was mad he left. Was like, man, we doing good. No, bro, they ain't have a quarterback. Y'all was never going to beat the 49ers. Oh, it's good. Both of them were saying, Marcus Smart and Derrick Rose, talking about we not finna babysit John Morant. John don't need a babysitter. John never had a problem on the court in his life. So what does he need a babysitter for? That's people's fault. See, people create these narratives and then try to change them down the road. So that's on people. They make those decisions that come out of thin air. Okay, there we go. Yeah, you got way more out this video, Jerome, than anything you got going. But John Morant has never had an on-the-court problem. So there's no need to babysit him. What they going to do, go to his house and sit there with him? Like, come on now, we're going to watch him. We taking shifts. Marcus, you got the first 6 hours, then I got the next 6 hours. I'm going to kick here and go to bed now. Now you got this. Well, it's job, man. Make sure he don't grab no gun. And Jobby, he dozing off. Gun. Woo. Gun. Where my phone? Gotta go live. Get the phone. No, stop him. Stop, John. No. I gotta go live with my gun. No. It's like, what do they think is happening over there? What do they think is actually happening over there, bro? If they think that's what's going on over there, the man don't have no problems. Ja was never a problem ever. All of his stuff was off the court. Because of his fame, people start doing things that they shouldn't have. Yeah, that's because the Lakers played against Brooklyn, right? And that was the wedding night. No, last season LeBron came in out of shape because he was too busy filming a movie and doing all this other stuff. He wasn't in any type of shape. This time he's in better shape than he was before to start the season. He used the season last year to get in shape. So this is when I said, I'm like, you came in as a fat ass all last season, and that's when the Lakers went on that losing streak, starting off, and LeBron was looking all flat, couldn't keep up with nobody, and they had all of these doggone little guards on the team, and all these bigs can keep up with those little guards. Because I'm like, dude, you got all these old guards on the team, like spare parts, and thinking this is a shortcut to a championship. It's like, stop playing. Darvin Ham to me is an excellent coach. He knows they have to play with pace. They got to run. You're not going to win in this league slowing the game down and to a crawl, and you're not going to win like that. The game is made to go fast. This game now is just 300 miles an hour. Everybody just sprinting up and down the court. Yeah, so LeBron's in better shape. That's not the question. Teofimo Lopez could give him some problems with his movement, but it's not about that. It's when Tank cracked you. Can you take what Tank give to you? If Teofimo Lopez could take what Tank is giving to him, then yeah. Well, the Lakers' problem has always been defense. Now, if they can, now if they could defend without fouling, they could rebound. Well, Austin Reeves, white Kobe or hillbilly Kobe or whatever they call him, he's going to be essential. But for LeBron in year 21, You can't have a 40-year-old player as your first option on your team and playing 36 minutes a night. He gonna need to be on drugs. He gonna have to be juiced because you gonna tell me this 40-year-old guy can keep up with 20, 21, 22-year-olds. Nope. Of course, Coach Ham know LeBron holding him back. He knows that, but what is he gonna do? Hey, this is his first time being a head coach. Right. You don't go against the superstar of the league on your first coaching gig. Whatever the superstar want to do, especially if he LeBron, you just coach around him and be like, all right, look, well, coach, you ain't said nothing to LeBron. What the hell you expect me to say to him? I'll be back in this, a whole G League or something in Des Moines, Iowa, somewhere. Come on, guys, let's go. Uh, Darvin Ham need to play his position till LeBron's up out of there, and then he can go ahead and show that I can run this team the right way because he got it going the way it's supposed to now. Ball movement. Play like a real NBA team. Let's get this ball movement going, and let's get this penetration, tempo, flow going up and down the court. Has shooting improved? I wouldn't say shooting's improved. I would say that a lot of guys are standing still shooting threes, so that's the name of their game. And even in preseason, they're going to cheat. So if you know that, then you know that the situation is never really going to be in your favor. Oh yeah, I bet money on the game. So the game was I had 7 points, like 7.5 points. I think for the Laker game when they played against Brooklyn. I mean, it was decent to see some of the younger players play, but I couldn't watch it till later because I was at the wedding. Mm-mm. Athleticism beats the Lakers. The Lakers' problem is athleticism. Are you guys seeing a lot of ads? Somebody saying they seeing a lot of ads in this video. Are you guys seeing a lot of ads? Because if you're seeing a lot of ads, I'm gonna tell you why in a minute. Somebody said, yep. Somebody said, I haven't seen any. Yes, a lot of ads and commercials. Well, here's the thing. The reason why you're seeing a lot of ads and commercials is because they realize that this Carcino's talking about this, Coach Prime, and everything else. Coach Prime gets a lot of attention. Now you see, right? There's probably the most ads you've probably seen displayed because it says Deion Sanders. You see what I'm saying now about Coach Prime? Yep, you're right. Yeah, I'm getting money. Yeah, Cino's getting money. Hmm. Oh man, I got to get up out of here. My battery's dying. So yeah, this has been a very informative video. Don't forget, y'all, go to the Patreon and sign up to VIP Patreon. We're doing a giveaway, and you'll get a gift card equivalent to the price of a PS5. So we was gonna do a PS5 giveaway, but we doing that. Plus, it's stuff you want to see. We got the Patreon version to the Reggie Wright Whack 100. Believe me, you want to hear that. That's the main video we got on there. Plus, there's some other videos and stuff on there that you want to check out and get information on. So definitely do that. We have more information coming up for you guys soon. So stay tuned. It's only getting hot. That's right. So shout out to Kwame Brown, Bus Life. That's right. Damn D Beef, Ticket TV. Ticket been on fire, man. I gotta admit, he been killing it for like the last 2 months. I was keeping up with him last month. This month, because of the wedding, I had to slow down. And Ticket kept going. Like, I'm going still. Ticket just on the road. Jag Sports with Jose Rodriguez. Welcome to HD with the 2 Eyes TV. Armando Black TV. And we out.